What's up, collectors and pop culture fanatics? Welcome back to the channel for our third video, I believe. It is finally time. It's been a couple of weeks since I said I would do an unboxing video for the 3-0 Power Rangers, and still, so far, I just have the White Ranger and Lord Drakken, but let's get these guys out of the box, see everything they come with, and kind of get into some articulation. Alright, let's get rid of this plastic covering so we can get rid of the glare. Alright, no more glare. As you can see, we've taken off the plastic protective coverings. I assume they're for protection from scratches and scuffs all along your boxes, because you know, as collectors, we don't want these things super messed up. So, these are Velcro, like, shadow fronts. So, can see still a lot of glare in there due to the plastic. We'll get them out and check it out. Oh, Drakken looks amazing. Whoops. So this is gonna be very a lot of reflection there, so we'll have to get these guys out of these also, and I'll show you guys everything that's inside of these boxes. So please excuse the messy workstation. I've got an old magic mat down there and some rubber covering for my table protecting all that blah blah blah, because this is where I work on dioramas and everything. This is also where I do my unboxings, and eventually I will have a better setup than this right now, because it's kind of just my camera on a tripod in front of the desk, so I'll have to get an overhead something sometime, but for now it'll definitely work. I'm gonna have to take these guys out of these boxes, and then we can get into kind of going over what's in there and what to expect if you buy these things. So let's just pick them up. Okay, so basically all I did here was take off all the plastic, and just so you guys can get a little bit of reference of how much protective plastic was in between the feet on the shin guards, the forearm guards, the hands, the back of the figures themselves, the heads, the front of the figure, everything was covering. All of this is from Lord Drakken alone, and he actually had more than the White Ranger. I'm not sure why, but he had a couple of extra pieces that were in there, and it is an insane amount of just plastic that's kind of laying there and protecting your joints and everything. So paint job and all that. So kind of excited to see that, knowing that they're going to right off the rip take care of their product. So when it ships to you, it's not you know, you don't come out with weird paint transfers and all that. So what we're gonna do here is we're kind of gonna go in order. If I had the Green Ranger, I would do him first, but I don't. I just have the White and Drakken. So I'm going to take Drakken, I'm going to set him to the side, and we're going to go over the White Ranger and what's in the box. So you can see, right out of the box, not a lot of accessories at all. The figure itself is kind of very basic style figure. It almost looks like a Kit Bash, but it's not. It's from 3-0. Obviously, these... It's got the, what is this called? Like a tiger sword, tiger blade, tiger dagger. It actually is surprisingly sharp. It's, not for children to play with. The blade does, I don't know if you can see that there, but the blade does kind of pull out a little bit. Not sure why. I don't think it's supposed to. I'm just assuming it was a separate piece that they had made and put in there. As you can see, he comes with 1, 2, 3, 4 different sets of hands. That's kind of basic, standard stuff when you get 12-inch figures. I mean, you know, 6-inch figures, you get maybe a couple of extra hands, but with 12-inch figures, you always do get a good amount of hands. So let's take him out and check it out, because I'm very excited about these. I think that, actually, I'm going to take a seat here, and what we're going to do is just kind of pan this up a little bit, now that we're not having both of them in frame, we can kind of, there we go. So, as you can see, it's the White Ranger. Very cool looking. First impressions, I have to be completely honest. Excuse me. Have to be completely honest. It just feels a little on the cheaper side, but you guys have to remember and keep in mind, take into consideration, however you say it, I do collect Hot Toys, and that is my bread and butter. So, feeling these guys right out of the package, I'm like, this is a material that you don't want to get too crazy with. It is a very, very thin, stretchy. I love that sound. You can hear that it has ratchets, and it's very posable, and you know once it gets into that position, it's probably not going to move around too much. I am holding him just because my table is a little wonky, and I feel like these guys aren't meant for museum pose, as you can see. So, you know, Rangers are more of a, here's a quick pose deal, I guess. Do it something like that. Still going to hold him because I felt in the back his foot popped off, because these shin guards do not give you a lot of mobility with the feet. So when you do it, I just kind of press down on it and keep that ball joint in there. It does kind of suck, but you have to remember these are 100 to 140 depending on where you get it, and it kind of makes sense for them not to be, you know, the best figures out there. But for Power Rangers, especially on the 6 scale, this is what we have. These guys are awesome. I would recommend picking up a couple. Maybe, you know, I don't know 100% about picking up the entire collection of Rangers, just because in the end you're spending, you know, $700-800 for them all. And I just realized he's standing up by himself. Ta-da! You're spending around $700-800, which is an insane amount. And to me, that is, you know, 2, 4, 6, 8. That is between 3 and 4 Hot Toys. But then again, you do get, with that amount of money, you would get the White Ranger, the Green Ranger, Lord Drakken, red, yellow, pink, black, blue. You would get all of the Rangers, and I think that it would kind of be worth it in the end game, but you know, that's definitely up to interpretation. I literally, you guys are experiencing this with me for the first time, and this is the, you know, first impressions. So once I get them in the cases and kind of set them up and display how I want and get them in the positions that I want, then it may change a little bit, but we'll see. I'll let you guys know by the end of the video. I'll show a couple of poses, or maybe just the one pose that I get them in and I'm like, that's it right there, that's what I want. So we'll see what happens. So go over the articulation a little bit. As you can see, there's a double joint in the knees. It does go back fairly far, but like I said, with this material, you don't want to get it too crazy because you don't want to rip that, because once that rips, it is game over. And you can tell just from stretching that a little bit, there's some more wrinkles in the knees now that you would have to kind of stretch out, and it is a kind of an elastic type suit, I guess you could say. These are hard plastic pieces. This is a very thin, cheap filling type pleather, and you can store his little dagger down in here, I think. Can't remember how he, I think he sets it this way. Sorry, I'm out of frame here. There, there we go. Sorry, I just want to be careful with it. Like I said, is just a kind of a very thin pleathery material, which I'm cool with pleather. I have no issues with pleather at all. I would prefer it over leather, actually, but sometimes I feel like there's just a different material they could use that's a little bit stronger. But also, again, these are adult collectibles. You're not going to give this to your 7-year-old to run around the house with and play in the dirt, you know. So far, I would probably give just this figure first impressions, and kind of just looking at him and messing with the joints and everything a little bit. Maybe like a 6 out of 10 because it is still a 6 scale figure. It does have double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. Well, let me double check, because I actually didn't check the elbows to see. Yeah, you can see here, since it's so thin, you can see kind of the split right there, where there's a joint here, and the elbow is a whole separate piece that connects the two. But yeah, I think this is cool. The helmet is, that is a stellar job on that, and the armor itself is kind of a rubbery plastic, and that's pretty much what everything on this figure is, aside from the suit itself. So like I said, it's kind of an elastic type deal. The backside, I think, looks really cool. I do have to say that the paint job on this is, phenomenal. 10 out of 10 on the paint job for sure, because I'm looking at it and I really don't see much going on. There's a tiny bit of black right there on the gold part. I doubt you guys will be able to see that. I don't know how this camera focuses, so, but it's very faint. You're not going to see it standing up in the detofs or anything, but very cool. I have to say that I think the only thing that they could definitely improve on is maybe longer boots here, and maybe go up, or cut this a tiny bit and go up a little bit to where the joint can be bigger, so you actually get that side pivot. And as you can see, it's not terrible. It can go about that far, but once you push it a little too much, it does snap off. So like I said, when you're going to pose it, if you're pushing that foot back, you want to kind of push down right there, maybe even almost at the knee, and kind of get them in that, just so that can go sideways and it doesn't like pop off, I guess. But very cool figure. The hands, go over that real quick before we get into Drakken. I'm going to take his dagger out of his holster here, because in the box it's not meant to display like that, so set him down there. We get a very cool set of hands here, very Power Rangers like. This is a very iconic Tommy type hand here. I like this. And then you get some dagger holding hands, left and right, and then just some fist hands. And as you see on the figure itself, they are open palm hands, which can definitely come in handy. So set him aside, grab Drakken, and go over him. Alright, so I have Lord Drakken here, and this one had one more accessory than the other, which I thought was very cool. Right off the bat, I guess, his right foot just keeps popping off, and I'm not sure why. I think the joints definitely could be longer in the ankles. It's a little irritating, but nothing that you can't deal with. But it just did it again. Damn. So you can just tell how little space you have there. But once it goes on, it's on, So all you gotta do is make this a little bit shorter, or the boots a little bit longer, maybe the peg a little bit longer. But I'm trying to push it up and then snap that on there, because it keeps popping off, and you can always use a little bit of clay or something to fix that and kind of make it set a little better. But I don't know, just that honestly is something that's really irritating, because for me, I never do museum poses. They're boring as crap, especially in 6 scale figures. I want a Power Ranger to look like a Power Ranger. So again, just the rubbery plastic on here. There is a little bit of a ding right there on the side panel of his armor. There's a tiny bit of black speckle right there. I'm not sure from what. And the foot just came off again. I'm just going to leave it off. Again, the paint job is really nice. I would say on Drakken, it's probably a little less, probably an 8 out of 10 or 9.5, because he does have a couple more things on his armor, but again, he does have an extra color to deal with. Actually, 2 extra colors because of his visor, and his little pieces up here are a very shiny red. They look super nice. I think it's going to make great in the collection. He does have the morpher on, and it is just glued on to that little bit of pleather, which is fine, but also, you know, like I said on the White Ranger, that material is just feels very cheap. He does come with the iconic dagger from, you see this with the Green Ranger. It's very cool. So there's the sheath deal that it goes into. It's very nice and fitted in there. And I thought this was very cool too, that he comes with, it's like, oh, there we go. He comes with another dagger. That's the exact same one that the White Ranger comes with, so it's nothing. I mean, if you have the 2, it's nothing super crazy. This one is just as good, and it does also do that little blade pulling out of the handle deal. So I guess it's supposed to be like that. Like I said, maybe 2 extra pieces or 2 separate pieces that they put together, and that's fine. I'm cool with that as long as it works. So, yeah, I don't know about the foot problem here. It's like plastered 3-0 on the bottom, so don't give them any kicking poses. Again, the articulation is the same. You get double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. You get that twist on the kind of a twist on the feet, but the hands do a little better with that. This one is a little bit looser in the elbows, and it does, I think it's just from the bicep to the elbow, but really, I mean, it's not too bad. Also, you know, I didn't mention this with the White Ranger, but you do get the pivot at the hips. Not a lot. It kind of snaps back into place. So I'm assuming it's on some kind of bands in there, so you don't want to go too crazy with it. And there's not really an ab or a chest crunch. It's kind of soft right here. And I was checking that on the White Ranger too, and it's about the same. So I'm not exactly sure. I was super excited about these guys, and I gotta say, it's not like a total letdown, but it is more disappointing than I thought it would be, because obviously, like I said, when you get Hot Toys stuff, it's there's a lot going on with Hot Toys as far as getting your money's worth. But again, you cut that price in half, and this is what you get. You know, if Hot Toys did the Power Rangers, honestly, I don't know if I would buy them, because you're looking at $250, $300 each, and then you're doubling your amount to about $1,600. So that's a little more than I'm willing to go. But you know, these guys, I mean, they're not terrible for the price. You know, this ankle thing is really the only major issue that I'm having right now, and I'm honestly not entirely sure how to fix it, because if I pop this one off, the piece down there that connects to the joint is just the same. It's as far down as the other one, but you know, I really don't know. It looks like this, I don't know if you can see that, but this one sticks out quite a bit further, and I've pushed that all the way up. So maybe, you know, maybe I can try and figure that out. I don't really know. It's on there the exact same, so I have no clue how to do that. So clearly that joint is a little shorter, or maybe this just doesn't go as high, but I mean, it looks as high as the other one. So I don't know, we'll figure that out. I'm gonna work on these a little bit, and we'll get them into some poses so you guys can kind of see the action stuff you can do with these, and then footless Drakken, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, guys. Going through my final thoughts on the Rangers. I've got them set up here. I thought it just made sense for now, at least. I haven't done a collection tour yet, but I do have all these comics hanging on the wall with these racks that I don't know if I came up with it or if I'd seen it somewhere. I can't remember. But if you can tell, behind all the Black Series stuff, I have Power Ranger foil comics that I had bought. It goes all the way down past my big Mortal Kombat diorama. But I have the White Ranger and Drakken, like, in the background there. Can't really see too well because the glare, but I thought it would be cool to put them there. I do have all the Hot Toys in the cases. I can, you know, do a little bit of organizing and everything. But I thought it looked cool for now. Still don't know what to do about Drakken's foot. I honestly just am not sure what the issue is, because when I take the shin guards and the feet off, the pegs line up. When I put the shin guards on, the shin guards line up. Then I don't know, man. I'll have to deal with it and kind of figure out what to do there. But all in all, they are cool figures. If you're a big Power Rangers fan, I'm turn this around and talk to you guys. Excuse me. I'm a big Power Rangers fan. I love Power Rangers. As soon as the Lightning collection came out, I got super stoked because we just haven't had any fantastic Power Ranger figures yet, other than the ones from the 90s with little flippies. Still to this day, I would love to have more of those. But these guys ringing in at about $120 to $140. I want to give my honest opinion on this without seeming a little too harsh, but it may be a waste of money, honestly. And I don't mean that in a super negative way for the people that are, you know, collecting these and going like, damn, these are fantastic figures, I love them, I don't like anything better. Just for me personally, and I'm sure any of you guys out there that collect Hot Toys can kind of understand where I'm coming from, is the reason that I collect Hot Toys now is because Sideshow wasn't cutting it, Hasbro, Kenner, none of those guys were cutting it. 3-0 has theirs, Fire Toys. Fire Toys and Sideshow just has loose bodies and, you know, pegs that just don't add up. And it gets a little irritating because once you get, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 of these guys, you're looking $400 or $500. Or, you know, you get into these things where you have Rex and Cody for now until my Clone Wars Ahsoka and Anakin come in. For now, this is the Clone Wars display, kind of side by side here. I'm going to add some rocks and stuff here, and then when the battle droids come in, I'm going to add some more in here. But, you know, like, this is Tamia Morrison head sculpts and a 332nd, got a phase 1, a phase 2, and the quality is just incredible. There's nothing better. And, you know, that's just kind of what I've spoiled myself a little bit. I got a little too used to having really good figures. Excuse me, I apologize. I do love the Hot Toys. I love Power Rangers, and I really wish these guys were better. But as I said before, it's kind of a good cop-out here, because if Hot Toys did do them, they would, yeah, be a lot better quality, a lot better articulation. You wouldn't have the freaking peg whatever issues with the ankles. But if they did it, I don't think I would buy them, because I'm a big Power Ranger fan. Obviously, you can see like all my comics I have up here, the Lightning collection, the flippies, and I'm a 90s kid. Like, I'll be 30 years old in October, and that to me is very nostalgic, and I love it. So that's where I'm kind of on the fence with these guys. Is, yeah, like, I mean, look at them. They're pretty badass, honestly. But it's one of those things where, is having a badass display worth the money when you know that if you go and pick Drakken up, his foot's just going to pop off? You know what I mean? Or if you articulate him too much, this elastic type suit is going to stretch and wear and all that stuff. And I don't know. I mean, I feel like if these guys were both 80 to $100 each, justifiable. Drakken himself is 140-ish, I think, on BBTS. Big Bad Toy Store. If you don't know that one, sorry, nerd. Oh, what's the word? Yeah, nerd talk. I don't know. But some of the things that irritate me aside from the peg is just the fact that, you know, you have very thin pleather, the very thin suit. It could have been a little thicker. Yeah, it needs to be tight and all that, but there should be body sculpt underneath and everything. So, I don't know, the morpher being glued on is kind of a thing with me. They could have put like a hook on the back of it and it slides onto the belt. You know what I mean? Some people may be totally okay with that, and there's no judgment there, to each their own. I'm very supportive of anybody else's nerd culture. If you really enjoy these figures, then hell yeah, man, awesome. I mean, great. I love it for you. And so far, I really do like these guys. It's just, and I did trading for these, so it wasn't as bad as if I would have spent like $240 or close to $300. So I'm happy with it. I think that they look really cool, especially in front of the comics like that. So I mean, eventually they'll probably be down in one of the detofs just because dust and debris, and I have pets and all that. So, you know, pet dander. I keep everything really nice and clean, but the stuff on top of the shelf, well, I mean, 6-inch stuff is just really hard to clean once you get a whole collection going, and you just got to repose everything, and it does suck. But cleaning is part of the collection. The collector, I don't know the word for it, but the thing you gotta do as a collector, you have to keep your collection, you know, nice and clean, and that way if you decide to resell it later, somebody's like, you know, hey, this smells, or they're not like, this smells funny or looks funny or whatever it may be. So you know, keep my review on those guys in mind. Don't take it super to heart. I mean, you know, if you get them, you don't like them, there's going to be someone else out there that will, so you can sell them that way. I'm not selling these guys, not right now, at least not anytime soon. I still do like them. I think they look really cool, so I'm gonna keep them around for a little bit. But that's gonna complete the review for these guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. This is the first figure review that I've done on the channel, or figure unboxing. So when I do unboxing videos, I kind of want to do a little review too. Since this is the first review that I've done, I wanted to go a little more in detail, but I do have on the way Hot Toys Hoth Luke, Ahsoka Tano from the Clone Wars, Anakin Skywalker from the Clone Wars, and also Jango Fett. So those unboxing videos are going to be lit. I may not go too into detail on articulation and all that stuff because it's Hot Toys. So, you know, each Hot Toy has 30 points of articulation, and they're really badass. So there's really not too much to know about them. I mean, I will kind of, you know, show the head sculpts and show the figures and go through the unboxing, and I'm very excited about that. I hope you guys are excited about it. Stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. You know some other nerds that would enjoy it, or just wants to see toy hunt videos and reviews and unboxing and all that, let them know. That's why I wanted to do this. I think people will enjoy it. So cool, man. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, collect what you love.